we are here with Bombay Bicycle Club for Mohique.com. How are you guys doing tonight?
Super duper.
Very good, thanks.
Very nice. So here we're at the Fonda Theatre. Have you guys performed here?
We haven't performed here before.
Okay, so first time?
Yes, but it's very nice.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Forum in London, where we're from.
Yeah.
I enjoy the art on the walls. I can't remember who it's inspired by Dante's Inferno, I believe. I know you're an art history major, so
Yes, it is Dante's Inferno.
it's hard to describe our sound, I suppose, because we have 3 albums that are all quite different to one another. But if I was to go with our current album, I would describe it as a... I don't know, because it's quite different, the whole album.
How have your albums maybe progressed from...
Well, the first album
the
we
first?
had was kind of like an indie rock album, I guess. For the most part, like inspired by kind of like early 90s American indie bands. And then our second album was a folk album, acoustic folk album. We often make interesting career decisions. And then the third album kind of took elements from both those albums, but then kind of had a new electronic influence as well. And we started using samples and like electronic drums and that kind of thing.
What kind of inspires you guys to be so diverse in coming up with your sound per album?
I mean, I don't think we have ever like set out with the intention of, apart from the acoustic album, like having a kind of an album sound a particular way. I think it's like youth kind of inspired.
When you guys come up with your, since your albums are so diverse, do you have any specific feedback that you guys look for when you perform the material?
Well, the first album people generally jump around to. The second album people like put lighters in the air or something like that, or just generally.
Does that make for an interesting reaction for your set list when you're playing shows? The songs are so
yeah, it's good. And
different,
then the
jumping
third
back and
album
forth?
people like dance to. So
Yeah.
I think it's good to be able to have like a diverse live show as well,
Yeah.
just because if you're playing for like an hour and a half every night, then you don't want kind of one mood or one tempo.
Yeah. You guys performed at Hyde Park for the closing of the London 2012 Olympics. How was that for you guys?
Very surreal, playing with like Blur and the Specials and New Order and then us, so we kind of
We're at the bottom, obviously.
so it kind of stuck out a bit, but no, it was amazing.
Are you guys headed anywhere after this? What's coming up after this tour?
We kind of have time off, but we've started sort of writing the next album, and Jack is going to India to do some writing to get a bit of inspiration.
So just a solo trip?
Yeah, I don't know what. Well, actually, no. Ed's going. Bass player's going with him as well, but kind of like to go on holiday. So maybe we'll have an Indian influenced album. But
That's the next theme.
we want to do.
That's only fitting.
For our next album, we want to do all the videos in like a Bollywood style. But like, so there's a running theme through all of them.
Excellent.
So it's just like a kind of 16-minute film.
Do we have an idea of when we can expect the new album, or is it kind of just in the very beginning stages right now?
Well, I don't want to go away for too long, so I just get bored. So I reckon sort of this time next year, maybe at like September, October.
Okay. Very cool. And where is the best place for listeners to find more music and videos and information about you guys and where they can see you live?
There's a few. If you just want functionality, then I would go to our website, which is BombayBicycleClubMusic.com. If you want to be amused, I would go to our Twitter, which is just Twitter/Bombay Bicycle. We like to tweet a lot, particularly after gigs, where we're like, who wants to go and get drunk, and no one ever replies. We actually have a surprise. We have like 500,000 followers on Twitter, and I don't know how it's happened. And why they continue following us.
All right, well, speaking of tours, is there any place in particular that you guys would maybe love to go to and love to experience touring that you haven't yet?
We weren't going to go to South Africa, but that kind of fell through for some reason. I'd like to go there a lot. I've never been there.
I'd like to go to China just because it seems like an untapped market. I'd also like to go to Russia, but apparently it's quite crazy touring there.
Yeah.
So maybe not. And the moon, I think, would be fun.
That would
First person to play in space or on the moon. Hello there. This is Bombay Bicycle Club.
moheath.com.
Bye.
There's a story